This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and the latest news from Alpena Community College with Dr. Roland. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My guest today is Susan Nielsen from the Boys and Girls Club of Alpena. Hi, Susan.
Hi.
Happy spring.
Thank you. Isn't the sun fabulous?
As we're taping today, it's sunny and I'm getting spring fever. I can't wait to get back out there again. It's too much snow, but I still can't wait.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's a busy time at the club because it always is, when, especially in the spring.
It is. In fact, this very week is spring break week, and we have so many kids and we're having so much fun at the club. And I would encourage anybody to stick their head in the door if they have any questions or anything. If they want to see kids having fun, just stick your head in. It's fun.
And then we want to talk about bowling for mentoring. It just wrapped up, and I know it was a wonderful, successful event again.
It was so wonderful, and I want to be sure and thank this community for everything they did for us, and for all the donations, and for helping, and for coming out and bowling, and bringing your kids in to bowl with you. And it was a lovely night. We made, after expenses, we made over $7,800. There
Wonderful.
were 18 teams. Teams consist of 4 or 5 people, so multiply that out. It's a lot of people. We had a lot of fun. It was noisy. There was lots of music, and of course we had our T-shirts on, and so it was very, very like St. Patrick's Day. We had a great time.
And you know, just once again, thank you to the community that keeps supporting you with prizes and donations and bowlers and sponsorships year after year after year. And they realize it goes for a very important thing. And I just have to put a little plug in for the Bester Credit Union team. I'm on the board there, and I know that they took top spot.
They sure did. Over $1,000, almost $1,500. They are wonderful, wonderful supporters. Every year, for the last 3 or 4 years, they've won top donations. They're just a wonderful group of people, and I appreciate them so much.
Well, when you go in there, you have to put your hand like this because they get you and they ask everybody for a donation. So
I like that.
They're good. And it's a really important thing this money goes for. It goes for the mentoring program in our community.
It does. And that's a program that's grown over time and been something that's been very satisfying for the volunteers that have participated in it, and very helpful to the kids. Not a week goes by that we don't have a parent calling and saying, my child needs a mentor. And they do. Everybody needs a mentor, especially kids who maybe are from single parent families, or for 2-parent families where there's just whatever, you just need a friend.
Yeah, you really do. And having been a mentor in the past and you mentoring, I just know that it's disguised because you get the enjoyment out of it and you get the benefit and you get the reward while you're helping a young person in your community.
You really do. And I've often said, I wonder who gets the most out of my match, me or the kids.
Yeah.
It's a great experience and something I would recommend to anybody who has a little spare time.
And then April is National Boys and Girls Club Week, so I'm sure there's things going on at the club.
Oh, we have so many special activities. Everything's going to be focusing on me, the me that makes every kid a better person. The focus on that child. Every day we have a different theme for the day. And the first day will be Educate Me. And the second day, Technology for Me. And then the third, Service Project for Me, Walk with Me, and Picture Me Day. So we're going to have the kids go have different cardboard props and different ideas, and then have their picture made with these props.
Oh,
and
perfect.
It is. Everything, although everything is focused on one word in the word me, it all is driven by a certain program that we provide at the Boys and Girls Club. And we're really excited about it. I think we're going to have lots of fun.
And that's April 8th through 12th.
It is.
Okay.
8th through 12th. The staff's cranked, I'll tell you right now.
Youth of the Year competition comes next.
Oh, wow. We have the best Youth of the Year this year. He's such a wonderful, wonderful young man. His name is Dylan Karnashewski.
Okay.
pronouncing his name properly. I call him Dylan, so
Okay.
I rarely say his last name. Anyway, he is our Youth of the Year, and he's done a wonderful job. He's working on his speech. He'll be going down to Perrysburg, Ohio for our regional competition. And he'll give his speech. He'll have several interviews. It's a pretty intense time for the kids.
Wow.
But they also make time for them to have fun. They usually go somewhere in the community that they're visiting and either go to a ball game or do something special, have a bowling party, or there's something really special for these kids every year.
And your kids always do really well in the competition.
They do. They do. We've been really proud of them. Alpena's known for having really good showings at these competitions. And we're always anxious we want one of our kids to be the Youth of the Year for the state. We keep trying, we keep pushing. But some of the bigger clubs have the advantage of having a lot more experiences for their Youth of the Year. But it's going to happen. You can just see, I can see every year we get a little stronger and a little stronger and a little stronger. And one of these years, well, it'll happen.
You've had some wonderful nominees, that's for certain.
It has been something to take a lot of pride in for our staff and for us and for parents.
Oh, yes.
Parents have done a good job.
You bet. And then what is Triple Play with Tyler?
Oh, look out. Mind, Body, Spirit. Okay. Tyler Samp is a program aide in the club, and he's very popular, as are all of our employees, but Tyler is really popular in the gym. And he's such a fine young man himself that it's so easy for him to send the message to the kids of not just preaching, this is what you need to be like this, don't do this, do that. They hear so much of that.
Oh, yes.
But in this case, here is a living, breathing, fine young man who stands in front of the kids, and anybody on our staff can say to them, be like this. You can be like him and be safe, and you'll be a fine person.
Oh,
and it's true, he's the most wonderful example. And we have other great examples. And Andrea Holsey, who'll be leaving us soon, is a wonderful example. Stephen Luty is a wonderful example of what you want your kids to be like when they say to you, well, what is it you want me to be like? And I hear that a lot. What do you want me to be like? I want you to be like that. Be like that and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And they're fine.
And they're very social. They go out and about. They have a great time and they have fun, but they're still wonderful examples to everyone.
They certainly are. They're just fine, healthy young folks. And so Triple Play is about nurturing your body. You want to be sure that you eat the right foods, do the best you can to maybe select food when you're away from home. That's a tough time for kids.
Yes, it is.
You don't always have the options that you wish
Chips are always
you had.
easier to open than think about anything else.
Yeah, we know that well.
Okay, we're out of time for this segment. We're going to be right back, and we're going to finish talking about Triple Play and healthy habits following these messages. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. I'm with Susan Nielsen from the Boys and Girls Club of Alpena. And Susan, before we took our break, we were finishing up with Triple Play, so it's mind, body, and soul.
It is mind, body, and soul.
Body is eating healthy foods and making good choices, and then...
And some exercise. You want to tone your body up. We're built for movement.
Sure.
Like a car that's built for speed racing. If you let it sit around,
a body in motion
south.
stays in motion.
That's absolutely right.
Okay.
And so we just want kids to move, and doing whatever it is they like. If you want to dance, dance. We don't care. Just move. But it's good to pay attention to the fuel that you put in your body, and kids can learn that, and early on.
Oh,
and
yes.
we love that program, and one reason we love it so much is we get to eat. So there you have it.
And then talk about eating and healthy habits. That's another project with the YVC.
Yes. I'm sorry, I was thinking about soul next in terms of
and I
what
jumped
are
out
you
of that.
putting into your mind?
Yes.
Are you being fair when you play games? Are you being a good sport? Are you being a good son to or daughter to your parents? Are you a good club member? Do you advocate for your community? And best of all, do you volunteer in your community?
Very much so.
Hence YVC and Volunteer.
Yes.
There.
And so youth volunteer corps decorating a table with My Plate concepts for portion sizes.
They are, and that's just one way to help younger children learn portion sizes. So the older teens and club members who are in YVC and Volunteer are going to make a tablecloth with placemats, and on the placemat will be a drawn plate of appropriate servings of each food group. And then when the little kids bring their dinner plates and sit down, we always sit down and have a family-style meal for dinner in the school year. And in the summer, we have lunch and a snack. So we have a family-style meal. When they sit down to their place at the table, there will be appropriate servings.
And it's an effort to make an impact on child hunger in our area.
It is. We find that a lot of kids in the area are skipping meals. Maybe when they leave the club, there's no dinner. If they have lunch at the club and a snack, in the summer, maybe when they go home, there isn't just quite enough to go around. Maybe there's no dinner. And so we want to find appropriate ways to help with that at the club. Maybe there's a heftier snack at the club late in the afternoon to get them through until the next morning. But the other piece is helping kids understand where help is within the community and helping their parents make those connections.
Access those resources.
Absolutely.
It's time for the raffle dinner again. Biggest, most important fundraiser of the year for the Boys and Girls Club.
It absolutely is. It is that thing that gets us through. And we are so hopeful to have a really big one this year. Our board members will receive their tickets at the first of next week, and we'll be selling tickets. So if you want a ticket to the raffle dinner, which is more fun than anybody can imagine, 2 people can come for one ticket on one ticket. And then once you get there, you have an opportunity to, bid on our raffle prizes, silent auction prizes, if you will. And usually we have some pretty wonderful prizes.
Yes, you do.
And so you can bid on that, and that's an additional income to us. We have a master of ceremonies, who's usually very entertaining. We usually have more information about the club and stories. And
the youth of the year.
And the youth of the year gives their speech, and I want you to know that this year's speech is one of the most compelling stories I've ever heard. If you ever wonder what Boys and Girls Club does and how we help children, you need to come and hear this person's speech, because he says outright, if it weren't for the club. And he is a very compelling speaker as well. I'm really proud of him for being able to give his speech.
And we want to talk about board members too. A board is something that keeps a club going. They're important. They're the strength. They're the directors. They're the everything for a nonprofit organization. And you just want to highlight some of your board members today. And we have about 3 minutes left to do that in.
I do. Just to read the names off. So if you see these people when you're out and about in the community, please excuse me. Thank them for their service to the Boys and Girls Club, because this is not just a once-a-month meeting.
No.
These people are working for our kids in our community, some of them on a daily basis. Some of them just every time I call, I know they look down and see my number and think, oh boy, now what? Anyway, Grant Kessler is our president this year. He works at Lafarge. He's a wonderful addition to our board, and sometimes I don't know what I'd do without him. He's just a rock.
Okay.
Kevin Skiba, a new addition to the board, works at Home Depot. And I tell you, he is one of the most talented young men I know. He's so well-rounded, multifaceted. He's a wonderful addition. Bill Morford, who's been on the board for a while, is our treasurer. Kevin is the vice president, by the way.
Okay.
Bill Morford's our treasurer. He, again, Friends Together is his other life, and he's just great. Megan Black is our secretary. She works for Alpena Public Schools, and she again, is another person who knows a lot about what kids need. John Keller from DHS is a great addition. Judge Ted Johnson is on our board and has been as long as I've been working at the Boys and Girls
Very
Club.
good.
He's another rock solid. Jeff Gray, lots of opportunities for us through Jeff. Judge LaCrosse is on our board of directors. Another person I don't know what we do without. His service to kids from his profession and through the Boys and Girls Club is miraculous for some children. Beverly Bodum has been on the board as long as I've been there, and I'm so proud to work with her. And Joel Jett, we have from Alpena Police Department, who is our interim police chief. And we have a new addition to our board just this week, William Bush, who is our fire chief.
Yay.
What a great addition he is. He's a fine man. I'm really so happy he agreed to work with us.
Very good. Okay, and we only have a couple minutes left. We just want to briefly say there's been some publicity out about some changes in the club. We want to assure our community that there's no services that have been eliminated or changed. All the services to the youth in our community are exactly the same, and there will not be any changes in the delivery of those services.
No changes in the delivery of the service, just changes in where the services are. Anybody can come to the Lanny Kingsbury Center and receive the same rock-solid service, the same fun, the same great staff. Now transportation becomes the challenge. So if you want to help the club out, try to help with transportation to ensure that kids get to the Lanny Kingsbury Center downtown. It's unfortunate that we had to discontinue the outreach programs in the junior high school and the high school, but always remember, Youth Volunteer Corps in Valentine is still in the high school. Brad Summers' office is still there, and kids have an opportunity to volunteer. And that's important because you get a quarter credit for every 50 hours, and some kids really want that on their transcript when they go to college. So come to the club. Come to the Lanny Kingsbury Club this summer, all summer. Come during spring break. Come every time school's out, we're there.
Okay, we're out of time. 356-2142 if you have any questions.
356-0214.
356-0214, yes. Thank you very much. That was a test and you passed it. Good job.
Thank you so much.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Olin Jointon following these messages.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Roland Jointon, president of Alpena Community College. My guest this morning is Kathleen Marsh, who's our vice president for academic and student affairs. Welcome back to the show, Kathy.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, good. Now, our topic today is early registration for both the summer and the fall semesters at ACC, which started last week.
On Monday, we started registration for students who will be taking classes for the summer and for next fall.
Why don't we segment those a little bit? Summer, what is the big appeal of taking classes in the summer at ACC? We draw from a little bit more diverse market during the summer, don't we?
Correct. The courses are abbreviated. There's 6-week sessions. We have 2 sessions. One starts May 13th and the other is in July, and I don't remember the exact date. But they're 6-week condensed. It's very appealing for students who don't want to take classes all summer long. They can get their material in 6 weeks. It's also a wonderful opportunity for students that are at university that might want to come back and live at home for the summer or work and can still take some classes that they can transfer and get credit for at their 4-year schools.
Right, so they could go ahead and get signed up in March, April, May, during that period, and be all set to go for the summer, taking classes for probably a third of what it would cost at their university, using some of their summer time.
Yep.
We always advise people to check the transferability of their courses. How does that work at ACC?
Oh, correct. Yeah, the transferability of a course is actually the prerogative of the 4-year schools. And so we always encourage students who are going to transfer classes to check with their 4-year universities as to what our courses will transfer as. Alpena has a brand new website out there under transferability. If you go to our transferability website, it's called Colleges and University Links. From that page, you will get right to the 4-year schools and their equivalency page, so you can easily see what you can take at ACC that will transfer to the particular 4-year school.
Well, that's great. Now, we've been talking about existing college students who might continue in this manner. Is it actually possible to start ACC in the summer?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. New students are welcome and encouraged to pre-register also. As Dr. Jointon said, we started pre-registration on Monday. Students can, as long as they have their financial aid and have filled out their FAFSA, and they have done their admissions process, which you can do online, then you're ready to start registering and talking to an advisor.
Right. Now, for some students in the local high schools who might be graduating, there is a bit of an overlap between the end of the school term and the beginning of our first summer session. However, there's nothing wrong with taking a breather after high school and beginning in July after your summer, after your regular senior year has ended.
Correct. That's kind of the beauty of having 2 summer sessions. Is the first session we can accommodate our own students, but we can also accommodate a lot of the university students who get out in May, the same as our students do. But the July session is nice for the high school students who don't get out of school until mid-June.
Right. Okay. If I want to get started, I'm interested in this prospect. I guess I would start first at the website, filling out an application.
Well, on our website, we have a link right on the main page. It's called Future Students.
Yeah.
If you click on that link, the top link in the pull-down is the admissions process, and it'll get you right started with admissions. A little further down on that link is financial aid information. It will help you get out to the financial aid site and also help you get your FAFSA. I can't encourage students enough to make sure they get their FAFSA information in. That's financial aid information from the government.
I know when there's a last-minute effort to get financial aid, especially on the federal level, often things don't work very well right at the end and people miss the opportunity. So that early start is very important.
Correct.
We also, I believe, are in a period where people can apply for scholarships from the ACC Foundation. And I believe there are a few more weeks before the deadline for making those applications.
Correct, and that's a wonderful, wonderful source of financial assistance is the scholarships.
Right. Now, what if I used to go to ACC and then maybe I've gone to a university or gone to work for a while and want to come back? Do I need to fill out a new application or just update?
If it's been more than 2 years, you have to do a new application.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds pretty simple with the website, and then I can actually register for classes on the internet as well. Is that right?
That's true if you are a returning student.
Right.
First-time students need to see an advisor, and then once they have talked with an advisor, then they can go to the registrar's office and get registered. But if you're a returning student, you can go right on our website and use what we call WebAdvisor to pick your courses and create your schedule.
Great. Well, what's the rush? I mean, why should I do this now when fall semester especially is so far away, and even the summer?
That's a great question.
There's snow on the ground. We're talking about summer. Why go in now?
Because classes fill up. Popular classes fill up. And so if you want the schedule you want, let's say you are working and there's only certain times of the day when you can take classes, you want to be able to get those classes before they fill up.
So you can claim your seat now.
Yep.
And you don't even have to put your money down now.
Not until August 9th. So
you could claim your seat now and then have confidence the rest of your schedule is going to work, whether it be work or child care or family responsibilities. And you would have until August 9th, months from now, to pull your financial resources together and make your payment.
Correct.
Wow, what a deal.
We think so.
Well, thank you very much for being my guest on the program today and explaining to the members of the audience the advantage of participating in early registration for summer and fall at Alpena Community College.
Thank you.
With Nancy Smitham and Dr. Olin Joynton. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on Community. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.